Hey guys, so today I'm gonna be going over my worst duels game that I think I've ever played and the best duels game. Well, probably not the best, but quite a good one. So let's start from the worst duels games first. Um, yeah, it should be this one here. So anyways, this is the first round where I went Vic on Buenos Aires. And I have an excuse for this game. Okay, it was not pan. It was pan like this, and it was in NMPZ. So the reason I didn't think of Argentina is I'm not sure why. Like this pole is obviously like Argentinian with like this thicker top, this thick crossbar and stuff. But I for some reason was not able to think of Argentina, and the closest thing to this landscape was somewhere in Victoria for me. So I just went there. Keep in mind that I just did like a Japan 100K before this thing, so I was super not warmed up, and maybe that's why I performed that horribly. So yeah, that's the first round, and like after this, my my morale just went so down. Hey, at least I got the right latitude. Am I right? Next up is this Japan here. So I don't know. I mean, I know why I went for Kyushu, but it's a bad guess. Like, oh, the lock didn't look like this. It looked more like more warm. Where is it? Um, okay, I don't know, but maybe yeah, this was the lock right here. So I don't know. The vegetation seemed kind of warm to me, and I went down all the way down to Kyushu, but that was wrong. It was just the Tokyo area, and I don't know. Japan is really hard to region guess just with vegetation alone. So like yeah, I shouldn't have region guess using the vegetation here, I guess. Unless there's like birches and stuff and you go north, like just look at how warm this is. But keep in mind that this was just an MPZ here, and I just tried to do some stupid region guess, but it didn't work out. And the next round was Japan again, and I went somewhere in Britain, somewhere in Britain on Hokkaido, which is kind of diabolical. Okay, the pan was like this, so I did not think of Japan at all here, because the reason is I thought that there was a small cam and not low cam. I mean, if you look at no move, you can tell that it's low cam, but it was on NMPZ, so I thought that this was small cam, and I'm like, where can this be? So obviously with small cam and this type of landscape, I was thinking Europe immediately, but like it's just impossible to pinpoint where in Europe this would be. Also, there's like some sort of fencing over here, which didn't really seem European to me, like this sort of barbed wire plus like metal stick fence. And the thing that made me go Britain is that sign over there looked kind of British. I don't know, it looked kind of British, but this is actually a free Hokkaido. As long as you know it's low cam, it should be Japan, and the only place in Japan with this type of super open landscape should be Hokkaido. But I was not able to think of Japan at all, and I just went Britain. So that was a three rounder. Like that guy just three rounded me, and like yeah, that's the worst game I've played in a while. Okay, now so for the best game, it's quite recent. It was like the latest duel that I played, and I felt quite happy with it. So let's take a look at this first round here. Opponent went Niigata on Toyama, which is like the prefecture over, but still a pretty bad guess because we had Hokuriku right here. Yeah, we had Hokuriku plates here. Oh, the lock wasn't like this. It was more, yeah, it was more like that. But okay, so we had Hokuriku plates here, and as you can see, this one started with a three. So the numbers tell you which region you are in Hokuriku. So for three, it's probably like yeah around here somewhere. But I just went Toyama. Maybe Toyama is like zero or something. But yeah, I forgot my numbers here. But you know, it's close anyways. And the reason I went Toyama is because to the east here you can see massive snowy mountains, and I cannot really see mountains in any other direction. I mean, it's all covered in housing anyways, but with massive mountains to the east, I considered Fukui, but you know, this is a more of a valley. Yeah, that's more like a valley. Toyama is just a flat place, kind of with mountains to the south and east. So I went for Toyama, and yeah, that was quite a close guess. Now for round two is probably the worst guess out of everything here, and it was quite tricky in my opinion. So like the first thing, oh, this is NM by the way. Yeah, the first thing I saw here was like, Arge. Obviously, just with all these shrubs and the white car and stuff like that. And yeah, I just thought somewhere pretty dry in around this lake area. Maybe somewhere like over here, or like just somewhere around this lake area, which is quite dry. Um, but in hindsight, this might have been a bit too dry. I don't know. I'm not good at region guessing Arch, but yeah, maybe it's a bit too dry, and maybe this tree you can only find in La Pampa. I kind of forgot, but like the reason I didn't go La Pampa here is because the grid got messed up. It's usually a north south east west grid like this, but um, I don't know, the location we got here, it bends a bit and the grid just gets messed up. So like, yeah, it's kind of hard to get La Pampa without the grid, but I mean, I guess you can get it. It's quite dry. It's starting to look more and more like Rio Negro, and yeah. So yeah, that's the worst guess out of here, but good guesses continue from here on out. And here I just went Timaru on in New Zealand, and the reason I was able to get this is because, well, we have mountains to the west. That's mountains to the west with snow on them and stuff, and we also have, well, it just felt like Southland. I don't know. This does not feel like. I mean, it felt like South Island. It didn't feel like North Island. And this here is how I got Timaru, like the area, which is this orange sticker here. Now I read a while back on Plunkett that Timaru, like the Timaru area has these orange stickers. So I just went for around there. I clicked the city there actually. The mountains lined up quite nicely, and yeah, it was just around there, which was quite nice. That's like the first time that meta ever popped up in a real game for me. Okay, this Japan one I'm pretty happy about. Yeah, this one. Okayama. Getting Okayama here is a bit, I don't know, RNG based, but I'm happy that I did get it. So here's the location. It's quite a beautiful autumn location, and like just looking around, you won't really see much. Like there's nothing on these poles. You can tell that there's this like NTT plate that's vertical, but like that's legit just useless. And yeah, there's not much on these poles. I don't know what this thing is, but it wasn't helpful for me. So yeah, that was nothing. And when you look at these bollards over here, they don't really give you much, I think. Yeah. Um, but in the distance, if you can see over there, there's a yellow and red guardrail ending, which you can only find in these four prefectures that I'm circling right now, and also in Niigata. So these five prefectures right here. And I was like, oh, okay. So how can I tell if it's Niigata or these four prefectures? Well, I looked at the bollard, and like it's not a Tohoku bollard. A Tohoku bollard would look a bit different, so I um I guess that's how I ruled it out. And also there's bamboo, which is more common towards the south. Like I bet you can also find bamboo in Niigata, but like it's more common towards the south and west of Japan. So I'm like, okay, there's no way it's Niigata, right? So I just went over here, and Okayama is just more of a hedge. I didn't really want to go as west as Hiroshima. And yeah, getting the prefecture here again, that was quite lucky. And this is a double 5K, which is kind of funny. Yeah, just a double 5K here on Ecuador. So as you can see here, it's Gen 4 Ecuador with oil palms being grown, and mountains to the east right here. And we're on a sort of curve here, and so we both just lined up the road here. And Ecuador, if you're in a flat place with mountains east, this area makes kind of a lot of sense, like the Machala area or this southern Guayas area. And we just both ended up finding this exact curve and getting a 10K, which is quite nice from both of us. Okay, this Philippines though, oh my god. This Philippines is like, this is the first time I actually got so close in Philippines based on the region guess. And yeah, so it's just a highway in the Philippines, and I thought that I wasn't able to guess good here because who's actually good at the Philippines except for like you know I don't know. It's a really hard country, but yeah, what did I find? Oh yeah, I found this tree. So I kind of forgot what this tree is called, but I'm pretty sure in the Plunkett guide it said that you can only find it in Mindanao. Yeah, you can only find this tree in Mindanao. I think. Um, take it with a grain of salt, but it has a lot of like these, like like the leaves look kind of special and stuff. So I was like, okay, this is somewhere in Mindanao probably. And the distribution, I kind of remembered it was centered more towards this area, like where Butuan is. Yeah, Butuan. It's centered more around the northeast area, and so I guessed on a highway over there. I actually guessed the city to hedge, and yeah, it ended up being like close to that city, that highway right there, which is like I'm really happy with that. Okay, this one is just in India here, Andhra Pradesh. Well, at least I got the state, but like the region guess is kind of ass. Yeah, so what made me go Andhra Pradesh here? At first, it took me like 30 seconds or something like that to figure out the country because I was just so confused with this landscape. I was like, small cam, oh, exposed rocks, is this Espirito Santo or something? No, it's just India, bro. But okay. Yeah, the reason I went this Andhra Pradesh Karnataka border area is because there's a lot of rocks that jut out like this, but my guess doesn't make sense because this is quite forested. This is like really really forested and green, and the area I clicked is more arid, more desert like. But yeah, in general, Telangana and Andhra Pradesh, they're really rocky states, as well as like Tamil Nadu kind of, but I don't know. In these two states, you can just find like rocks jutting out and stuff like that. So, um, um, going going in one of these two states, Telangana or Andhra Pradesh, is good for that one. And finally, round eight, New Mexico on Arizona is what won me the game. And as you can see here, this is a very typical New Mexico slash Arizona. I don't know. Is there something about this vegetation? Like, just look at this like tree. You know, just look at this tree and the reddish dirt, and it immediately made me think New Mexico. I didn't really consider Arizona because I forgot to, but if I had thought longer, maybe I would have switched to Arizona. But yeah, that's honestly just it's a nice way to win. Yeah, I'm just one state off, but I guess that's fine. So yeah, that is the analysis of my worst and best games on duels. So thank you for watching and goodbye.